Hey there. This is Sally's Book Talk, bringing you the world's best reads every single day. Today, we're diving into a book called The Hard Thing About Hard Things. This is an unconventional entrepreneurial Bible. Most business books teach entrepreneurs how to do things right, but the hard thing actually tells you what to do when things go south. Author Ben Horowitz is a legendary Silicon Valley entrepreneur and investor, one of the most influential leaders in tech. During the dot-com crash, Horowitz built a $1.6 billion fortune over 8 grueling years. Later, as VC, he backed giants like Skype, Facebook, Instagram, basically every tech unicorn you know. You could say half of Silicon Valley bears Horowitz's fingerprints. Dubbed the management guru for young founders, this book distills his hard-won wisdom. The book exploded in popularity after release. Tech titans like Zuckerberg, Larry Page, Peter Thiel all sang its praises. Horowitz believes entrepreneurship has no easy answers, just tough choices. He famously said, in 8 years of entrepreneurship, only 3 days were smooth sailing. So unlike typical business books, this won't give you a step-by-step success formula. It tackles every founder's brutal reality. Where's my team? Where are the customers? What if we run out of cash? Slumping sales, do I lay people off? Cutthroat competition, fight or sell. Every choice from startup's birth is a make-or-break crucible. How to face these trials, adversity and crisis are this book's true focus. In this light, it's not just about business, it's about human struggle against all odds. The 200-page book has 2 parts. First, detailing Horowitz's own battlefield stories. Part 2 covers Horowitz's entrepreneurial management and investment insights, boiled down to 5 brutal questions. All right, let's unpack these one by one. First, Horowitz's origin story. Born to a magazine editor father and an ordinary family, after getting his CS master's from Columbia, he job-hopped like any techie, from Silicon Graphics to startups like NetLabs, then Lotus Development Corporation. At Lotus, he stumbled upon Mosaic, essentially the internet's first graphical interface. Seeing the web's future, he joined Netscape, the browser king then. Netscape's tech crushed Microsoft's IE, but Microsoft pulled a dirty move, bundling IE with Windows. This monopoly play crushed Netscape, forcing sale to AOL. Undeterred, Horowitz co-founded LoudCloud in 1999 with Mark Andreessen. At 32, he bet on cloud computing, a frontier field then. Early success, $60 million from Morgan Stanley, $10 million contracts in 7 months, $27 million by month 9. LoudCloud became Silicon Valley's rising star until March 2000. Dot-com bubble bursts, NASDAQ plummets, internet companies vanish overnight. When the nest collapses, no egg survives intact. The dot-com crash ravaged LoudCloud. Horowitz desperately needed funding, but found 0 lifelines. In 6 months, LoudCloud plunged from Silicon Valley darling to investor pariah. Facing extinction, Horowitz gambled on an IPO. But IPO in this climate, nearly impossible. With 3 weeks cash left, he launched the roadshow from hell. 3 weeks of non-stop investor pitches, 2 hours sleep nightly. Day 3, his wife fell into coma mid-roadshow, shattering his focus. Horowitz admits half the time he didn't know where he was. Through stock price cuts and financial wizardry, he miraculously succeeded. LoudCloud IPO raised $162.5 million on NASDAQ. No celebration, the victory came at too high a cost. 2001, they hit annual revenue targets, a monumental feat in that economic wasteland. Few internet companies survived 2001 intact, but new storms gathered quickly. Key client AJX went bankrupt, vaporizing $25 million. Horowitz recalled. The world seemed to stop. Markets pounced. Stock crashed 50%. Bankruptcy loomed again. Horowitz pivoted radically, dumped cloud services for software. Lightning move. Sold core business to EDS, kept IP and talent. After shedding debt through the sale, Horowitz rebranded as Opsware, but challenges persisted. NASDAQ was still bottoming out, another uphill battle. Opsware stock Nosedived to $0.35 per share at its worst. NASDAQ threatened delisting, corporate death sentence. Media crucified them daily. Through sheer execution, Horowitz resurrected the stock to 7 plus. Just as light appeared, EDS threatened to cancel their contract. Losing EDS meant losing 90% revenue, corporate cardiac arrest. Against all odds, Horowitz pulled off contract salvation. New crisis emerged, competitors stole key deals, stock crashed to $2.90. Horowitz counterattacked, strategic acquisitions plus Cisco partnership. $30 million prepayment from Cisco, stabilized operations, stock rebounded to $6 to $8. Mere frustration emerged again. Multiple acquisition offers arrived. After careful negotiation, HP bought Opsware for $1.65 billion, $14.25 per share finale. As we've seen, Horowitz's timing couldn't be worse. Right in the bubble's collapse. Thus, the entire journey was excruciatingly difficult. But Horowitz never quit. Through sheer grit and brilliant execution, he navigated every crisis, rallying teams, securing clients, maneuvering capital. 8 years forged not just 1.6 billion wealth, but ironclad resilience and management mastery. This made him Zuckerberg, Kevin Systrom, Evan Williams' most respected mentor, shaping unicorns like Skype, Facebook, Instagram. Horowitz's experience provides invaluable lessons for every entrepreneur and executive. Now to part 2, the 5 hard questions of entrepreneurship. First hard question: how do startups hire right? Most first-time founders lack hiring experience, suddenly needing to build entire teams. Where to find top talent poached from big companies? What if a friend's employee applies? Should you hire them? Horowitz's miracle: near bankruptcies with almost zero employee attrition. In darkest hours, his team stood united. Every founder's dream scenario. How did he build such loyalty? 3 key insights. First, never worship perfect resumes. Every founder wants top talent, but how to measure excellence? Novices often fixate on flawless credentials, a fatal mistake. Horowitz rejects this approach categorically. His golden rule: hire the right person for each specific role. Step 1. Clearly define required skills, experience, and personality for each position. Here, Horowitz's experience gives him edge. Horowitz's pre-entrepreneurial experience in tech, sales, and management gave him hiring advantage. If lacking such background, he advises, shadow the role or consult industry experts. Example: when hiring HR director for your startup, consult peers' experiences. What skills define great HR leadership in tech startups? Define role requirements first, then craft interview questions accordingly. Design questions that reveal true role fit, not just textbook answers. Enter Mark Craney-Horowitz's star sales VP hire. Board opposed Craney, no Ivy League pedigree, no Fortune 500 experience. But Horowitz saw 3 diamonds in the rough. 1. Stellar personal sales track record. 2. Exceptional training materials that blew Horowitz away. 3. Deep understanding of Horowitz's current projects, proving Craney had insider industry intelligence. Horowitz overruled objections, hired for these exact needs. Craney's later performance validated the gamble. Second insight: big company execs not equal startup material. Startups often chase corporate veterans to fill experience gaps, encouraged by investors too. But Horowitz warns corporate DNA rarely translates well. His metaphor: hiring corporate execs is like athletes using steroids, could break records or destroy careers. Key risks with corporate hires: first, rhythm mismatch. Corporate versus startup pace differs radically. Startup leaders must self-drive. Multiple initiatives daily required. Corporate executives are conditioned to wait for emails, phone rings, subordinates' reports. In startups, this chronic waiting mode clashes violently with operational tempo. Second, skill mismatch. Corporate veterans excel at organizational design, process optimization, and cross-department coordination. But startups need none of that. Communication flows directly, processes emerge organically, corporate honed skills become irrelevant. When hiring corporate execs, filter out candidates showing rhythm or skill mismatches. Onboarding support becomes crucial if they join. Horowitz recommends termination within 30 days if adaptation fails. Third principle, never poach from friends' companies. Horowitz lives by Confucian principle. Don't do unto others what you don't want done unto you. If a star employee from friends' company approaches you, full transparency, disclose your relationship with their employer first. If friend objects, reject the candidate. Only proceed with friends' explicit blessing. Now to entrepreneurship's second hard question. How to maximize operational efficiency. Survival skill for startups. Lean teams outperforming through hyper-efficiency is startup secret weapon. Horowitz prescribes two efficiency boosters. First, scientific promotion criteria. The bad apple theory. One incompetent manager corrupts entire team standards. Promotions must be merit-based to prevent talent erosion. Horowitz's promotion safeguards. 1. Crystal clear role definitions. E.g., sales VP must deliver $30 million plus annual revenue. Second, use cross-department evaluations for promotions. Horowitz's killer move. Compare candidates with peers and higher-level counterparts. If they hold their ground in both comparisons, promote. Second efficiency tactic, eliminate office politics. First, analyze ambition levels during hiring. Too many ambitious hires turns your startup into U.S. Senate 2.0. Solution, prioritize diligent workers over political operators. Second, establish clear departmental boundaries. Ambitious hires will constantly expand their turf. CFOs eyeing COO roles, CMOs meddling in R&D, prevent through strict role definitions. Founders must maintain extreme discretion. Casual remarks become political ammunition. Many founders unintentionally breed political teams through careless actions. Example, reacting to one-sided complaints fuels power struggles. Never respond before hearing both sides. Every word becomes political currency. Investigate thoroughly before addressing grievances. Founders must anticipate ripple effects of every action. Third hard question. What's the founder's prime responsibility? Some companies thrive on technological edge alone, like ASML's EUV monopoly. Their 100 million euro vision lithography machines sell themselves. Not only are these machines exorbitantly priced, clients must wait 2 years after full payment for delivery. Few companies achieve ASML-level dominance. Not even Netscape, LoudCloud, or Opsware did. Thus, founders' prime mission becomes customer conquest through irresistible products and sales innovation. Horowitz's masterstroke came during Opsware's EDS crisis. After selling LoudCloud's core to EDS, they became 90% of Opsware's revenue. Murphy's Law in action. EDS threatened contract termination. Termination meant instant corporate death. Horowitz negotiated 60-day grace period with EBS executive Frank Johnson. Solving technical issues in 60 days impossible. Horowitz's Hail Mary acquired Johnson's favorite company, Tangram, for $10 million. Pulled Tangram's software into EDS contract for free. Johnson ecstatically renewed contract upon hearing this. This showcases Horowitz's customer obsession over pure tech focus. Fourth hard question, navigating crises. Startups face existential threats constantly. Losing clients, declining revenue, drying cash flow, media fueling doubts, investors questioning vision, internal panic, execs resigning, employees job hunting. What's the playbook? Horowitz prescribes 1. Secure new funding, most direct solution. Often crisis stems from macro environment, not tech or business model flaws. Fresh capital buys survival time and infinite possibilities. 2. Strategic pivot, abandon sinking ships for viable opportunities. When core business falters, redirect resources to strengths. Recall Horowitz's own pivot, selling LoudCloud's core to EDS, retaining Opsware IP. This created win-win. EDS gained cloud infrastructure, Opsware survived. EDS secured brand equity, technical talent, and cloud foothold. Opsware shed debt, secured $20 million annual revenue through EDS's software needs. IBM's legendary pivot mirrors this strategy. Ditching complacent monopolist mindset, IBM sold low-margin PC or server units to Lenovo. divesting x86 server business and consumer markets to focus on government or military contracts, targeting clients, valuing security over reliability over price sensitivity. This transformation turned IBM from a computer hardware vendor into a high-margin tech services giant. And the fifth hard question, should you sell your company? Startups face endless tough choices. Selling the company might be the hardest. Objectively analyzed without emotions, this decision becomes clearer. Unfortunately, founders' emotional attachments often cloud judgment. Horowitz advises cold analysis weigh company potential against market reality. Two concrete scenarios emerge. 1. If leading an emerging field with first mover advantage, hold course. Dominant market potential means acquisition offers likely undervalue your company. Like Google rejecting 1 billion or more offers pre-IPO. Those bids became laughable later. Those generous offers paled against Google's true market potential. When future market expansion dwarfs acquisition offers, selling becomes irrational. No rational leader sells under such conditions. 2. If trailing in consolidating industries, selling becomes strategic. When unable to lead and facing white-hot competition, liquidity becomes wisdom. Horowitz's Opsware sale considered two key factors. First, Opsware couldn't achieve Google-level dominance. Both Opsware and rival BlackLogic had strong tech and distribution networks. Acquiring either company would crown the buyer as industry leader, dooming the other to irrelevance. Second, widespread adoption of virtualization technology threatened Opsware's position. Opsware's technological edge faced significant uncertainty moving forward. Given these factors, selling at premium price became strategic masterstroke. That wraps up the key insights from the hard thing about hard things. Recapping part 1, Horowitz's entrepreneurial journey through tech storms. Part 2 distilled 5 core challenges: hiring, operational efficiency, founder's primary mission, crisis navigation, and the ultimate sell decision. Horowitz's battlefield lessons form ultimate entrepreneurship crash course. Founders will find these insights invaluable for navigating startup chaos. Corporate professionals gain management wisdom applicable to any organization. Whether building startups or climbing corporate ladders, adversity awaits all. Remember Horowitz's mantra: business has no easy answers. Success demands grit through hard choices. And that's the hard thing about hard things.